Hey guys, it's Sarah. So today we're going to take a closer look at one of the Egyptian scarabs we have in our collection. So I'm going to point the camera down so you can see the scarabs in front of me, and then we're going to use our special zoom lens to look really close at the details. So here I am in the museum. The first most important rule is I'm going to put my gloves on to protect the object and to protect myself. Sorry if it's a little echoey down here. All right, so Egyptian scarabs. Ours just happens to be split in half, which is why you can see two objects here that are really part of one. So Egyptian scarabs are a symbol that Egyptians would use to represent kind of the circle of life. So why is that? Why would Egyptians use a scarab, which is a type of beetle, to represent life? If we look up close, let's take this off. We can see there we go. We can see a lot of markings on the scarab beetle. I'm going to try and pause so you can look closely. But what do you think these markings are? So on the underbelly of the scarab, which is what we're looking at, you can see hieroglyphics. And these hieroglyphics tell a story. You can see some chisel marks. Alright, trying to go slow. Alright, let's go to the front of the beetle. Oop, there we go. So this is the face, the head of the beetle. You can see my hand. This is the back of the beetle. Let's go down. Ooh, and here's the back side of the beetle. This is one of my favorite details that you can only really see with a zoom lens. Whoa, there it is. This little swirl right here at the bottom. You can see that this was probably used with a very hard tool. All right, so back to the original question. Why did the Egyptians associate the scarab beetle with the circle of life? So scarab beetles are a type of dung beetle. And dung beetles, well, they roll dung, or animal poop, into a ball. So scarabs roll animal poop into a ball, and they actually lay their eggs inside of it. Sometimes they bury it, sometimes they don't. And the warmth inside of that ball, as well as the nutrients that are there, help the eggs to hatch and babies to survive for a little while inside. And then adult scarab beetles emerge from that ball of dung. So the Egyptians only saw part of that life cycle of the scarab beetle. They saw a beetle going inside and then multiple beetles coming out. So in their mind, this is associated with the god Ra, the sun god, the god of life, because they would see a beetle supposedly die and then come back to life and make many. So the circle of the dung was kind of like the circle of the sun, and it ended up representing life. So from this one life comes many. And that's why it's associated with the sun god Ra. All right, guys, so I was a little long-winded, but the main point is that the Egyptians used the scarab beetle as a symbol for life. or the circle of life, similar to why they associated it with the sun god Ra. That circle of life is very important to them. So what did Egyptians use the scarab for? Well, very commonly they used it as an amulet. An amulet is a symbol that represents a bigger idea, and it could either be magical or mundane. So an amulet could be used more commonly as jewelry. Scarab jewelry was really popular in ancient Egypt. The scarab beetle that we have was most likely buried with someone, but oftentimes you can find scarab beetles in rings and necklaces and even in hieroglyphics on tomb walls. So that's a little bit about our scarab. I hope you enjoyed looking up close at it, and hopefully I'll be back with some more zoomed in museum objects.